For someone that's a young person coming up, what is the best piece of advice you can give to them?
So I would say do two things. The first thing I would say you should do is develop a phone addiction. And you should develop a phone addiction, but you should refuse to consume content and only create content. I have a phone addiction, but I'm not consuming a bunch of crap, right? I'm producing on my Twitter account. I'm constantly tweeting. Doesn't matter if it's just tweets, doesn't matter if it's TikToks, doesn't matter if it's YouTube videos. Produce.
Yep.
If you spend all those waking hours producing, eventually people will pay attention to you.
Yes.
And we live in an attention economy. It's no longer about competence like it used to be. It's about attention and it's about network. It's those two things. It's who you know and it's how many people pay attention to you. So if you develop a phone addiction and you refuse to consume and you only create, you'll start to attract attention sooner or later. And when you can do that, there's usually lots of different ways to monetize it. Look at you guys. 6 months ago, you started to create something.
Yeah.
Now here we are. You have to create things in the world we live in. You have to create things. When you create things, you'll get attention and you can always find a way to monetize attention. If you're in a room of people who only talk about money, and the problem is with the people out here, everyone has a dream, but not many people have a plan. A dream and a plan are different things. When you say to guys, do you want to be rich? Yeah, I want to be rich. How will you get rich? One day when a ship comes in. So you can have a dream with no plan. When's the last time something fantastic has ever happened on accident? Everyone out there has a dream, but very few people have a plan.
Yep.
If you're surrounded by people who have a plan to get rich and you provide value to them in some way, because they're not going to drag you up if you ain't doing nothing, because that's what friendship is. Friendship is value exchange.
Yeah.
If you provide value to them, sooner or later you're going to begin to make money. When I was flat broke, only of my friends I'd sit around and talk to were my friends who would talk about money. The guys who would sit and talk about video games or sit around and talk about football, I wouldn't hang around with them. I only used to sit and talk to my friends talk about money. None of us had any money. But if we walked into a coffee shop and we bought coffee, we would then sit there over our coffee and analyze, how did this coffee shop make us give them our money? Because that's what's happened. We've given our money to this coffee shop. Why? Did we really want coffee? Where is it located? Is it a convenient location? Is it because of the brand of the coffee? Is it because the waitress is cute? Why are we in this particular coffee shop? Why didn't we go to that one? Why are we in this one? If we were to open up a coffee shop next door, how could we outcompete this one? Why is the person serving not a hot girl? Why is it a guy? Like, start to actually think. Think about the money. And then if you do that every single time you spend money on anything, there's gaps in the market everywhere. You'll start to sit there and go, you know what? I could open up a coffee shop right next door to this fucking coffee shop. You're not the Federal Reserve. You can't create money from the sky. You need to convince other people to give you their money. Every time you give your money away, work out why. You need to start to realize that the traditional methods of creating wealth, which are advertised to you, are a scam. The idea that you can just work really hard, save up, get a mortgage, and in 35 years pay the house off and then you'll be rich. That's not real. That's what your parents did, right? The average cost of a house during your parents' era was like 4 times the wages or 5 times the yearly wage or something. Now it's completely out of control.
Yeah.
Patience is a huge enemy to getting rich. Gary Vee's a nerd, right? He may have some money, right? But if I were to grab him by his neck, hey bro, you gotta be really tough and you gotta really work hard. Shut the fuck up. When all these dorks are talking about patience, patience is what they tell the slaves to convince the slaves to keep being slaves. That's what it is. If I could create dollars from thin air, unlimited amounts, that make you sacrifice your life for a tiny percentage of what I can create from thin air, you are my slave. Because even if you say no, I'll say, I'll give you some more. Oh, okay. Oh, here's some more of the free thing I make. Here, go do it. What they do to keep the slaves being slaves is they advertise patience. Don't worry, here's what you do. You go to school, you go to college, you go to university, you get in debt. Don't worry, your life's shit now, but in the future it'll be good. Don't worry, a good day's coming. You might retire with a 401k. Keep working, keep going, slave. You can do it. Patience is how they trick you into keep being a slave. I turned myself from no money to my first million in 2 years to 30 million 3 years later. That's how fast you can make money if you're about money, right? So I've never believed in patience. You gotta forget the patience. You gotta forget the people who aren't about money around you. You gotta start producing. You gotta start attracting attention one way or another. And if you do all those things, you will start to make some money. The time to get rich is running out. Slavery is coming and you're not going to be able to escape. I don't want to rant and rant and rant, but I don't think most people realize when Biden is printing all this money, saying we're going to give you a relief check. What happens when they print money from the sky is that the currency inflates, right? The currency is worth less, which means it's going to take more of said currency to purchase assets. This is what's going to happen. So the rich who own the assets, the value of their assets increase, and the poor with no assets, the ability to buy one becomes harder and harder as days go on because it's so much more expensive compared to their wages. The rich are literally getting richer and the poor are literally getting poorer in real time. You are running out of time. Forget that patience crap, right? You go get rich now. The richest people in the world have become so much richer since the start of Corona. Sorry, not Corona. What's it called? It's called
Bearbug.
Bearbug. One, I have 4 passports. And this is something we teach inside the war room. We teach you how to make money, then we teach you how to get multiple citizenships. Because you can no longer trust a single government with control over your life. If you do that, you're being an amateur if you say the American government decides where I can go. You can take my American passport right now, no problem. I got 4 more. I'm getting out. The world's not as connected as you think, right? They ban a particular passport number. You can have a different passport. So making money is a key component to freedom. And this Bearbug thing has shown you how quickly they will lock you in your house.
Facts.
They will lock you up in jail, in your own house. When you play chess and you're losing, you know what he's doing to you. You just can't stop him doing it to you. And that's the world we now live in. If you have half a brain, you know what they're doing to you. You know they're destroying your income. You know they're inflating the currency. You know they're locking you in your house. You know they're destroying free speech. You know what's happening, but you can't do anything about it.